This morning I'm going to listen to Sergei Zagny's Studies for Piano, written in 1990. There's three of them, and they're quite short actually, so full performance is around 6 minutes long. And unlike the other two Zagny pieces we looked at, yesterday we looked at his sonata. The day before that, we looked at his three pieces. Unlike those, there's sort of minimal performance notes here. There's only a couple different ideas that Zagny is playing with. So he does have the fermata notation. So the number above the fermata indicates um, like the factor that you would most likely multiply that duration by. So um, he imagines fermatas to like equal a multiple of whatever note they're attached to. Um, So if it's in brackets like this, most likely it's just double. If it were a three, then it would be most likely a dotted half, and then if there's commas separating them, it indicates that the duration of the fermata should be different depending on what repeat you're on, and then he often labels his repeats with a number that indicates probably how many times you should repeat it. I think the first study is sort of the bigger one, takes up about half of the runtime. So, yeah, if this stuff interests you, I highly encourage you to look at our other Sergei Zagny episodes. I'll list them here. I think there's four other ones. Yeah, this would be the fifth one that we're looking at. So, I probably have a whole playlist of this up at this point. Um, yeah, so that's what study number three looks like. Super short. Study number two is also just one page, and then study number one is 2 pages. Link to this recording is in the video description, and I'll get back to you in a bit with some of my thoughts. The performer is Alexei Shmurak in this recording. Okay, so the score I have actually has a dates for each study. So the 21st of October 89 is when he wrote the third one. The 15th of October 1990 was when he wrote the second one, and then also on the 15th of October 1990 he wrote the first. Um, yeah, the third study definitely sounds a little bit different because it has this like major triad that's kind of separated from the more dissonant like three note and four note chords and dyads happening around it. The other two studies, I guess at that point Zagny was starting to explore the idea of these fermatas and um, like repeats and playing with numbers. So it makes sense that I guess he just had this one lying around, the third one, and then he came up with a couple other ideas inspired by this new notation stuff, and then he decided to combine the three of them together. Um, Sort of how I see it. They're all much more dissonant than the other um, Zagny that we've looked at, which is kind of nice. It's a reminder that he's not like a minimalist composer in the American sense. He's a Russian composer, um, sort of like at the tail end of the Soviet Union, um, exploring all kinds of like contemporary music trends that got introduced into the Soviet Union during like I guess Khrushchev's thaw probably, right? So he's looking at all these techniques and developing new techniques like from this different lens, where everything is kind of new. Uh, Yeah, I guess when I first heard these, I was really fascinated with them. Now that I've listened to more of Zagny's music and I know all of his techniques of notation, they're not so interesting. They're nice and short, and they look kind of fun to play. But I'm assuming there's some pretty simple processes at play here, um, that he used to sculpt these things. So they're kind of like little singular ideas. The next piece, I don't actually know offhand. Okay, if I have a complete score, we'll look at some Ornstein. If not, we do have a Rasgado piano piece from 1989, and we haven't looked at a Mexican composer since the Maldonado piece, so that'll be kind of nice. Um, yeah, so that's what's on the docket tomorrow.